Imagine the scene. It is a chilly Canadian morning. The Hilton is preparing for the ARA Powerhouse Conference, a property meeting where executives discuss capitalization rates, mortgage patterns, and why things are pricey, yet you must purchase today since the industry only ascends, bro. Then suddenly, Harry is inserted into the presenter schedule, as if somebody pressed shuffle on a Spotify royalty playlist. Currently, gossip suggests that passes remain accessible, like many a worrying amount, perhaps even a spiritually meaningful figure. The sort of sum where the occasion planner begins gnawing on the tip of a ballpoint pen while murmuring, "Promotions claimed the title alone would sell." Welcome to the show. Thus, hours prior to his grand solitary showing, Harry releases what the press terms a thrilling declaration. By thrilling, they implied he is talking at a convention. I mean, somewhere on earth, a manager wept tears of dullness. The occasion, the ARA Powerhouse Conference at the Hilton in Toronto, a housing forum in Canada starring Harry, chatting about service and guidance. Not politics, not homes, not money, not financial patterns, not actually anything tied to the function. Frankly, if arbitrary subject creators were alive, even they would feel ashamed. Now, web investigators state that out of 450 open spots, only about 250 have sold. The remainder are gathering grime exactly like those Peloton cycles everybody promised they intended to utilize. Let us be honest, agents are many things, yet stupid they are not. Why would somebody who truly comprehends cash expend hundreds of dollars to hear word soup from a fellow whose CV is essentially was born, went to the military, departed the military, wedded, relocated, grumbled professionally, released a tome revealing he and his sibling once slapped each other like two intoxicated raccoons battling over stale crisps? Therefore, no, the vacant chairs are not shocking. If anything, it is the most understandable portion of the whole scenario. Apparently, the planners promise he is not going to discuss politics, but rather service. And frankly, sweet, charming, precious even. Since every instant someone asserts Harry comprehends service, somewhere a glossary explodes into fire. To be just, he surely believes in a type of service. Self-service, self-centered service, spa day service. I flew private yet shared a nature speech later. Service, managed service. 2 weeks ago, he was out here stating Canada too risky without taxpayer-financed sentries, sobbing into the empty space about dangers, safety, his private fragility, the climate. I do not know, I misplaced count, but abruptly, now that there is a wage involved, boom, he is relaxed. The actual query the web once resolved, will Meghan appear on stage? Nobody knows. Yet frankly, she has shock arrivals encoded into her DNA. If she seizes the microphone mid-phrase and presents a TED lecture about how she remade kindness at age 11, I will not even flinch. And we really truly wish to comprehend why planners continue employing Harry to deliver keynote addresses. Like, you are spending VIP cash for a male who has never once directed anything except perhaps the queue at luggage claim. He will walk out there amid more guards than viewers and discuss leadership while the property brokers in the group examine their messages and silently compute cap rates. It is projecting background sound. It is projecting elevator tunes. It is projecting why am I present and how rapidly can I slip away. The preferred portion of this entire disaster remains the absolute bewilderment of hiring Harry of all people to talk at a housing convention. What precisely is he expected to add? When my granny purchased me a cabin, I did not enjoy the drapes. One instance in California, a poultry coop was my spiritual realization. I have resided in 14 estates and discovered all of them emotionally triggering, wonderful, engaging, truly basic wisdom for Canadian agents. Social platforms have not been this entertained since the notorious "my sibling possessed more sausage" memoir instant. Individuals are out here laying wagers on how far into the talk he will mention. His mum, his pain, his spouse, his mother again, more pain, his villain origin tale. A slight ad for whatever film he is launching next. If this address were a drinking activity, half the hall would be asleep before the initial slide. Some folks promised guests will need to sign an NDA, and frankly, I accept it because if I were being paid six figures to reuse the identical talk I have been delivering since 2020, I too would dread somebody sharing videos of me uttering nothing for 45 minutes. There is also this hypothesis drifting about that most of the taken chairs were purchased by firms who are intending to gift them to staff. Like, congratulations on labouring here. Here is your pass to observe Prince Harry circle the term service for an hour, like he is in a group task he did not ready for. Nobody has forgotten the UN instant, the ocean of vacant chairs, the bored guests swiping on their devices, the sounds of regret echoing through the room. This Toronto function is shaping up to be its spiritual successor. Maybe even the trilogy conclusion. Harold possesses the business senses of a wet cake. His trade choices involve signing away secrecy for cash, suing everybody, including the postman, crafting photo ops masked as charity, receiving prizes nobody can clarify. Why would any agent who actually toils for a living wish to hear this fellow speak about anything linked to the housing industry, the finance system, or management? That is like employing a goldfish to deliver a keynote on cryptocurrency. Frankly, I am strangely proud of Canada for this one. It appears they are not buying it, literally. Vacant seats are the actual keynote presenters now. This entire scenario is so profoundly silly that terming it silly feels too grave. It is performance art. It is mockery. It is an NFT of a PowerPoint page titled Service. Picture walking into a hall awaiting actionable market knowledge, and instead you receive everything was truly chaotic in my late 20s. Sir, not a single individual in this chamber cares. The only item agents care about is stock deficits, rate fees, whether a bidding fight will erupt in the next 5 minutes. No one came here for Royal Therapy Hour. I vow if he mentions his mum one more time during a talk about property, the shared eye roll will generate enough power to light Toronto for a week. There is a cause the public response is so intensely loud. This fellow has passed years telling the globe he loathes public duties, loathes being paraded about, loathes being a token, loathes crowds, loathes flying, loathes hopes. And now he is literally appearing for a wage to talk to a hall halfway filled about a subject he knows nil about. He is still doing the act he claimed to flee. He is still on show. He is still acting. He just exchanged crowns for invoices. This circumstance is humorous excellence. A flawless gale of mismatched presenter, bored viewers, clumsy subject, doubtful value, public ridicule, and, naturally, a massive amount of unbought chairs. Frankly, if I resided in Toronto, I would go just to see the show, stand in the rear for 5 minutes, take a snapshot of the vacant seats, leave, because this is history. Not fine history, not vital history, but delicious, unhinged internet meme history. And for that I express gratitude.